Well, it's that time of the year. It's finally going to be June, and I am ready to take some plants outdoors. These have been on hold all during the winter months, and now they're going to spend the summer outside, and I think I'll be working on them further to trim them and try to get them to look better than they do right now. They look pretty good, but obviously could use a big trim, especially the tall one. And my little jade plant in a very small hypertufa dish, I'm thinking of transplanting it so it can even grow bigger. But you can see it's got a lot of extra leaves and a little more dense than when I trimmed it in the fall. Now these have all been under artificial light. I've been trying to faithfully water them, but as you saw in one of my last videos, sometimes I forget. So I am going to try and get these out so they can exist outside with maybe a garden hose sprinkling every now and then on the rain. Now that's another one of the ones I had transplanted, and that's some of the cuttings that surely are rooted. These are too. Look at all those. They have really gotten big and have more, I'm sure, of the roots that I need to put them on their own. Look how cute they are. And they're tiny, just in little bitty pots. But they look very, very good. And you can see they're growing decently based on their size. But I want to really work on those and get them nice looking. Now, besides all these that are going to go out, besides this whole lot, I have these over here that came from my son's collection. They've revived, and his is doing wonderful. These are the ones he didn't take home, but the one that he did take home has grown immensely. It was in a tall glass column, and it's 3/4 of the way up to the top. These are some of the little edges that I poked down. I definitely don't need them to grow, but they're trying. This is another one of the saved ends, and that one looks good. Well, not good. These are the failures that probably desperately need to be outside. This one's the watermelon plant, and as you can see, it looks terrible. But I think it may revive up real well when I get it outside. And this Delta Rose, I'm embarrassed to show you that, but we may as well see how pathetic it is. I don't think I'm treating it right. Well, I think it's verifiable that I'm not treating it right, but it really needs to be trimmed down and all those bad pieces broken off and potted up. So it's got one coming off the side. Maybe I can do something with that outside, but we'll work on that. And this one down here, that little Peperomia Ruby Glow, she is hanging on by a thread. So I don't know what we'll do with her, but it looks like we might have to call a code on her. And see, the only other things, I may put some of the Swedish ivy outside just as a summer plant. I've got way too much of that, way too much. And so I kind of need to parcel that out. So we'll probably work on that too. There's 2 pots there on 2, or is it 3? I think it's 2 levels there, 1 level there, and then another goblet that I've trimmed off. But that needs to go outside. They do real well outside and stiffen up. And then I have those amaryllis. They still look decent, but I would like to cut them all off. And my daughter's trying to grow them and put them outside. So maybe I'll just award those to her. But basically, those are the ones I'm going to go outside with. Got a couple other projects on hold that I'm going to get to when I get to them. But those will be on some later videos. I'm going to use this rolling cart that I have. I used that for my husband when he came home from the hospital. I've used it for me with my laptop. It's been used for everything, but now it's going to be used as a transport table to get these outside. So let me get it loaded up. Got this load, only 1 left. Well, besides the ones that are over there. So let me get this first load out. We're gonna be parked right by the window. It's evening, and I'm going to set them right out there on that other wagon. So let me get them out there real quick. Here's the final one. If I can do this without tripping. Okay. And I will lay these out, since now we're not going to be using a drip tray. There we go. And here's the big collection so far. Now I'll go get the misfits, and then we'll be in business. Just a few more left. Forgot the cactus. Got 1 dud and 4 good ones. Not sure about the glass one. Maybe I'll leave the glass inside. Let's not get too dangerous. We'll leave it in here and just let it rotate. Okay. And poor little pathetic. Poor little pathetic. Even poorer little pathetic. And then I think I will take this one out and we'll work on some of those longer pieces and see what we can do with them. Okay. That kind of cleaned out that one, and I'll clean out all the saucers. Okay. One more load. Let's get these out there. I guess I feel safe leaving this open. Should go on the top, but the rest are gonna go down here on this portion. There. Okay, there we go. Everybody's out, and I will give you a slight misting, and then you have to stay in shade for a while until we figure out where you go. But that gets everything out except for the amaryllis, and I'll work on the amaryllis later. Okay, there are the amaryllis. I'll take those out later, but meanwhile, I'll just work on cleaning this up, and then this spot is going to be for my terrariums. A few more to add once I get that planted. And these. I should not be doing so many terrariums. Oh, and we'll choose one of those to go out later. But anyway, that's the annual migration to the outdoors. And we'll finish that up in one of the next videos. Thanks for watching.